Well, the slight twist.
It's the game you love, like we've never seen it before. 22 teams, all in one place, ready to make history. It's a whole new game.
An aerial view of the many buildings making up the skyline of beautiful Houston, Texas, our broadcast setting tonight. We welcome you to... Hey, Dave.
Well, James Harden...
No doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out west. The season nearly complete. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And, of course, there's the Rockets. They're tied right now.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but just give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
Resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul, and it's Dort in at the 3. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. P.J. Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in at the small forward. Harden, no good. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Jazz. Bill, when it comes to opinions on Russell Westbrook's game, people have a lot of different points of view. What's your thought?
I mean, there's never been a more polarizing player in this generation than him. And I didn't think he was the MVP 2 years ago. I actually thought he was a little underrated last year. I voted for him for the second team All-NBA because he just plays hard every single night. And he's frustrating. And he's going to do 7 things in a game that you don't like. And he takes too many shots. And he's hard to play with. But the force of personality and the intensity he has night after night after night in this league where everybody's load management and picking their spots, like I really respect it. So I've come around a little bit. I think I don't know how much longer it's going to last.
He's a warrior. He just
like one of those football running backs.
Yes.
Oh man. And that's what it's like to watch Westbrook.
That's a good comparison.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
Westbrook against Paul. Harden left side. Outside Westbrook. Trying his luck from deep. Houston gets it back. He dishes it to House. Clock at 6. And it's Westbrook missing.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it. I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
We have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick, and we have Vince Carter and Kent Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be one of those things where, you know, a player says, you know what, I want a podcast, and then it just magically happens. Like, you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be candid on the podcast. You can't just show up and just babble. And the guys that have been successful at it are people that could probably have a media career for a living. Like JJ is clearly going to go into media after he retires. Richard Jefferson had a great podcast. He's gone into media. He's really good. Yes. So I think you need a little more talent at it that people realize. And you need the consistency of it. You can't say, I'm starting a podcast and then not do it for 2 months. Like, you have to really stick to it.
Here's Paul. James Harden picking up that last basket. Paul passes to Adams. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, guarded by Harden. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. For Houston, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. And at one point, seems like ISO basketball was falling out of favor, Bill, but the Rockets have made a cornerstone of their success, that very thing.
True. For the regular season. And
right,
for the
and then it
early
changes,
rounds.
doesn't it? Right?
Yeah, I do wonder if it's like the run and shoot with football, where it's this...
You don't trust it, maybe? You don't trust it?
Yeah, it's for the regular season. You're playing a team once. They don't have time to scout it for a bunch of weeks, but... You know, when you get to the playoffs and you're playing the same team 7 times.
Scouting gets better.
Yeah, and players, you just played it 2 nights ago. You did play it against the same offense. You pick up little tricks. And I really wonder if you can win 4 straight rounds doing it.
Here's Tucker. He can't hit that time. Adams, some nice D. Here's Dort. Westbrook with the block.
my goodness. Russell Westbrook twice on the pipe, sends that shot back. My goodness.
Paul outside. There's the three. Unable to get that one. The Rockets go the other way with it. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
You'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant. 83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome, and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever.
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have league pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
There's real synergy in play right now on the offensive end. The pass was right where it needed to be.
Outside, Green gets the three-pointer to fall.
And Green's become a dependable three-point threat. If you don't get a hand in his face, he can certainly knock those down.
Schroeder dishes to Noel. Pass to Diallo. Adams down low. Guarded by Green. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the night.
Boy, there's just a brute strength and physicality about Steven Adams. This guy knows his role and plays it to perfection. Boy, a little shaky from the line, and instead of putting them in front, he's only able to tie it up.
Back to Green. Launches a three. The rebound by Steven Adams.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Diallo shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. First trip to the line for him here. That free throw good from Diallo. Mike Muscala is checked in for Steven Adams. And he makes both free throws. Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Clemens, he's guarded by Schroeder. Here's Clemens. Another shot, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, the call goes Carroll's way thanks to the effort he puts in. He doesn't back away from the contact.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws of the game. The first one falls. Carroll hits them both. Oh, he got it to go!
Wow, how about that?
Oh, beats the buzzer from way down court.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Thunder lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player.
The steals thing is just something that...
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives them a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
So for Oklahoma City right now, we've got Dennis Schroeder, Ferguson out there with Muscala. Then there's Andre Robertson, and it's Noel in at the 5, home in the paint.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
For Houston, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Schroeder passes to Muscala. Here's Ferguson. Over McLemore. Ferguson misses.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Green against Schroeder. Green left side. Passes it to Clemens. 4 on the shot clock. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. The Thunder shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Bill, if you were building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin with or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's
Still
turning
young enough
25 this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him. He's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win at basketball. That's how I pick.
Fires it up. Rockets with the rebound. Pass to Rivers. It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from three-point land. The 4th spot held by Austin Rivers.
A lot of point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the basketball. So give this group their due. Some outstanding long-range shooters.
You know, and having that element of long-range shooting ability makes them a tough puzzle for defenders to solve. You know, it's an invaluable asset for a point guard, and these players have it in a big-time way.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And then for Oklahoma City, Gallinari, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Gilgeous-Alexander comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And it's Paul in for Dennis Schroeder. And it's Westbrook missing.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Back to Gallinari. Stolen by Westbrook. Here's Harden. Banked in off the glass. Harden's got 6 points.
Well, Russell Westbrook has excelled at being a facilitator. You love when he's focused on making his teammates better.
Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case in my book.
That's a great idea.
There's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
Oh, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s Clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good. Bill, we so appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with us. Always feels like there's so much more to talk about, which means we got to get you back here, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The Doors, to read most reporters, they try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. And some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered. Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Shoots a three. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, they're definitely struggling with their offensive efficiency. Anytime you're shooting in the low 30s.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, tweeners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. Like, think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here was a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's House in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Houston leading by 7. Covington inside the line. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Paul kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Here's Covington. He's it up and in off the pretty assist. Covington's got the lead up to 9 now for Houston. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Paul. That one wide left.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Poked away. The 3 from Harden. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
And defensively, you gotta respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's guarded closely. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime. What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Clock at 2. And it's Noel missing.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And for the Thunder, one of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Here's Adams, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Adams has got his second bucket tonight.
And with that one, it ends an 11-0 run by the Rockets.
Clemens is guarded by Schroeder. Offensive rebound, Clemens. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
The defensive intensity must pick up. It hasn't been the same this half.
Here's Ferguson, guarded by McLemore. Here's Schroeder. Adams trying to free himself up. Now the pass to Diallo. Offensive rebound. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Well, Kev, he might have a wiry frame, but Nerlens Noel has deceptive strength. Makes the D look helpless there.
And so it's Houston with it. At one point, they led by 16. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Diallo. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Ferguson for 3, drops in the tray.
Timeout.
Ferguson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Timeout called, the Rockets.
And momentum going the other way. Can they find some answers?
I think here you have just got to get back to what you do best and then live with the results.
So for the Rockets, P.J. Tucker comes in for Green, and it's Harden in for Rivers. Clemens is guarded by Schroeder. Here's Tucker. Nails the wide-open jump shot. Tucker's got his second bucket.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Schroeder looking over the floor. Lays it up and banks it in. Schroeder's got 5 now.
Well, Schroeder is 6'1" with a thin frame, but make no mistake, he's got balance and the ability to play through contact.
Pass to Tucker. Houston moving it around. Harden outside. Shot clock at 6. Tucker can't get it to go. Thunder trailing by 10. Pass to Diallo. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. He has 6.
Well, great possession there. Anytime you end up at the rim with a high percentage look, perfect.
Pass to McLemore. Clemens is guarded by Schroeder. There's the pass to Tucker. Over Adams. Tucker can't get it to go.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm.
And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. And the Thunder with the possession here. 8-point game. Now Schroeder, 5 points in the game. From deep 3-point range, and we've watched 3 so far in this one. Houston on top, up 8. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at the Thunder. Gallinari is out there with Muscala. Then there's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Dort in at the 3. And here's Westbrook from the arc, but they'll get another chance. Harden outside. 5 to shoot. From deep. Here's Covington. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. Dort passes to Paul. That one good for 2.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Westbrook, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
You must respect the strength of Russell Westbrook. Boy, even when you foul him, he can still finish. You know, you think back to the history of players in the NBA and who can match up to the intensity of Russell Westbrook. This guy goes full speed, 100% every second he's on the floor, and regardless of how you rate Westbrook, you have got to admire what he brings nightly.
Out of bounds, Houston takes possession. And the Thunder making a change here. Noel's checked in. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Back to Westbrook. Fires from deep. Another miss by Houston. And doors with Westbrook. That competitive fire, an edge he plays with, can rub some opponents the wrong way.
It can, Kevin, and to be honest, Russell Westbrook probably wants it exactly that way. He's beloved by so many retired players because to them he brings that old school NBA mentality.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. He hits both from the stripe. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Harden with it. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. The Rockets again can't hit. Thunder trailing by 5. Paul outside. He kicks it to Noel. Gallinari outside. 5 on the clock. And he gets the bucket. Gallinari's got 4 points this quarter.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Dort passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Gallinari. Good work there as it goes. Here's Westbrook. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. House dishes to Westbrook. No good from outside.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ballgame.
Back to Paul to tie it up. That one misses. And Houston the other way now. At one point, they led by 16. And here's Westbrook. And he lays it straight in. And the Rockets lead by 5.
The seasoned veteran, the big shot maker, Russell Westbrook.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Robert Covington.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, And boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. I told him this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Another miss by Westbrook. Under trailing by 5. Dort passes to Paul. 1:21 left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Dort. 6 on the shot clock. The Rockets pull it in. House has got his 6th rebound on the night. Covington inside the line. It's not going to go for him. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Dort passes to Gallinari. And Noel kicks to Paul. From downtown. Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
And here's Harden for 3. Thunder with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Dort. Got a piece of it. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside Westbrook. No good that time. Some solid D from Paul. Dort passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets a floater go. Ooh, off wide. So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. What a show they put out here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so...
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.